For 100 million years, Earth has been a vast laboratory where nature has tirelessly experimented with different formulas to create the perfect killer. We've seen giants that ruled the Cretaceous, like the T-Rex, ghosts of the ocean, like the great white shark, and icons of the Ice Age, like the saber-toothed cat with its terrifying daggers. Our common bias, that bigger, fiercer, and stronger means unbeatable. But look at the grim reality. Most of those gods of war are now nothing more than dry bones in a museum or are gasping for survival on the endangered species list. They failed the most brutal survival test in evolutionary history. Yet, amidst the ruins of prehistoric hunting empires, one formula didn't just stand firm, it exploded in numbers across the globe. A creature that doesn't need tons of muscle or a jaw that can crush a mammoth's femur. We're talking about the cat. This is the paradox of evolution. Why did a creature weighing less than 11 pounds, seemingly harmless and spending 16 hours a day sleeping, succeeded where the greatest predators in history failed? How did they adapt from sun-scorched deserts to luxury apartments in New York while their giant cousins are fading away? We often mistake their survival for luck or human pampering, but the truth is much darker. Science proves that the cat is a predatory machine engineered with extreme precision, a blueprint that hacked the laws of survival. This video won't look at cats as cute pets. We are going to dissect their mechanical blueprint to find the answer. How did a tiny creature become the ultimate winner in the game of life? If we consider predators as machines, then the cat is the high-tech version nature ever produced. Forget the soft fur. We're talking about a mechanical structure optimized down to the last molecule. First, look at the frame. Ever wonder how a cat can squeeze through impossibly narrow gaps? The secret lies in a deliberate design flaw. Cats lack a fixed collarbone. While our shoulders are locked by a rigid skeletal system, a cat's shoulders are attached only by muscle. This allows their rib cage to compress miraculously. Their golden rule: if the head fits, the body follows. This isn't just flexibility, it's a master spy's infiltration capability. But infiltration is just the beginning. When it's time to strike, the hardware switches to overdrive. Look at the hind legs. Biologically, these aren't just muscles, they are high-performance compression springs. When a cat prepares to pounce, fast-twitch white muscle fibers contract, storing massive energy and releasing it in an instant. The result? A jump 6 times their body length. To put that in perspective, if humans had this power, we could leap to the 3rd floor of a building without a running start. However, power is useless if the enemy hears you coming. This is where the exclusive lock and key claw system comes in. Unlike dogs, whose claws constantly hit the ground and dull over time, cats possess a retractable mechanism. When not in use, their razor-sharp claws are tucked away in sheaths, keeping them lethal and silent. This turns a cat's paws into absolute silencers. They move like ghosts, no sound, no trace, until it's far too late for the prey. Finally, to control all this weaponry, cats need a sophisticated stabilization system. Inside a cat's inner ear is a vestibular apparatus, an ultra-sensitive biological gyroscope. Combined with a tail that acts as an aerodynamic rudder, a cat can flip its body mid-air in a quarter of a second. This is why Newton's laws of gravity always seem to favor them. They almost always land on their feet, ready for the next move. If the hardware is the weapon, then a cat's sensory system is an operating system from the future. They don't see the world like we do. They perceive it through a network of data points that we can barely imagine. Let's start with the eyes, nature's most perfect night vision cameras. There's a myth that cats see in total darkness. They don't, but they only need 1/6 the light that humans do. The secret is a layer of cells behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum. This layer acts like a mirror, reflecting light back through the retina a second time to maximize photon capture. That's why their eyes glow like headlights in the dark. While we are fumbling in the shadows, to a cat, the night is just a slightly dimmer version of the day. But vision isn't even their most impressive feat. Look at their whiskers, scientifically known as vibrissae. Don't mistake these for regular hair. Each whisker is an ultra-sensitive radar device with roots embedded deep in areas packed with nerve endings. These antennas are so sensitive, they can detect minute changes in air pressure and tiny air currents. Even if a cat were completely blind, it could precisely locate an obstacle or prey just by feeling the air move as the target shifts. They don't need to see you, they feel your presence. To round out this sensor suite, nature gave them ultrasonic ears. Each ear is controlled by 32 independent muscles, allowing them to rotate 180 degrees like satellite dishes to scan for sound without moving their head. While human hearing caps out at 20 kilohertz, cats can catch frequencies up to 64 kilohertz. They can hear the high-pitched squeaks rodents use to communicate, and can even hear the heartbeat of a mouse hiding behind a thick wall. For a cat, the quietest room is actually a symphony of vivid signals. If you still think cats are passive creatures that just like to nap, history will give you chills. They are, in fact, the greatest conquerors the world has ever known. Let's go back 20 million years to North America. A brutal ecological war broke out between two legendary lineages, the felids, cats, and the canids, dogs. Fossil evidence reveals a shocking truth. The arrival of the cat family was the direct cause of the extinction of over 40 species of dogs. They didn't need a direct massacre. Cats won through cold, calculated efficiency. With their superior sensors and weaponry, cats completely monopolized the food source, leaving the ancestors of dogs with nothing to eat. In this evolutionary race, cats didn't just survive, they erased the competition. But their greatest triumph wasn't in the jungle, it was in your home. Look at the relationship between cats and humans. We think we domesticated them like we did dogs, but scientists disagree. Cats domesticated themselves. In ancient Egypt, while dogs were bred to work, cats chose to move into the granaries. They didn't need a slave treaty. They stood guard over our food supply, and in return earned an untouchable status. Cats didn't become our helpers, they became our partners, and eventually our gods. And here is where it gets weird. Why do we love them so blindly? The answer might lie in a tiny interloper, the parasite Toxoplasma gondii. This parasite lives in a cat's gut and spreads through waste. A controversial theory suggests that when humans are infected, their brain chemistry changes, making them find cats more attractive and cute than normal. Is it a perfect biological strategy? A creature that not only has killer hardware, but can hack the nervous system of the world's apex predator to be fed and protected? The cat invasion didn't happen with guns or violence. They conquered the world through sophistication, biological perfection, and by occupying the center of the human mind. But every ruling dynasty comes with a price, and in the cat's case, that price is the balance of an entire ecosystem. Now that we've decoded their sophistication, we must face a brutal truth. Cats aren't just efficient predators, they're the most cold-blooded assassins on the planet. Most animals in nature only hunt when their stomach is empty to save energy, but not cats. Their predatory instinct is so powerful, it operates independently of hunger. A cat that just ate a full meal can still pounce on a sparrow a second later. For them, killing is often a game, a way to hone skills, or simply because they can. And that instinctive fun has led to horrifying numbers. In Australia and the US alone, domestic and feral cats are responsible for the deaths of billions of birds and small mammals every year. According to conservation reports, cats are the architects behind the extinction of at least 63 species of birds, small mammals, and reptiles worldwide. They turn peaceful gardens into silent battlegrounds where native species don't stand a chance. This leaves us with a stinging ethical question. What do we do when the tiny, adorable friend curled up in our lap is actually one of the greatest threats to global biodiversity? Can we love them and still stop this killing machine from destroying nature? Or must we accept that this is the price of evolution? When a species becomes so successful, it spirals out of Mother Nature's control. We have traveled a long way to decode one of the strangest creatures on Earth. By now, you've probably realized the truth. Cats didn't succeed because of luck or the cute looks we see on social media. Their success is the perfect intersection of two extremes. On one side is the peak predatory hardware and software sharpened over millions of years of trial and error. And on the other is an uncanny ability to psychologically manipulate humans, turning their most potential rival into their most devoted servant. The final message we need to recognize is this: humans don't really own cats. We don't raise them the way we dominate other livestock. In reality, we are simply sharing our living space with an apex predator, a true warrior that has survived every mass extinction and defeated prehistoric giants to stand tall today. Cats are a reminder that in nature, finesse always beats brute force, and smart adaptation is more important than muscle. Thank you for joining me on this 15-minute journey. Now, take a look at your cat right now. Are they lying harmlessly on the sofa or squinting out the window? Are you sure they're sleeping? Or is that brain with sensors from the future already calculating the next hunt right inside your home?